Get the cat out of the hat! Get the cat out of the hat! Hey, the cat in the hat. I didn't even think about that.
You did?
Oh, you can go back in the
Cat
box.
in the box. This is either a Jack in the Box gone awry or a cat in the bag that you gotta let out gone awry. All right, on to what we're supposed to be doing. Welcome to. Oh, go ahead.
Welcome to Story Ideas on the Fly, where we pick a random idea from the hat and develop it into a story.
All right. Oh, he's gonna pick one today. What is it?
Modern. Is that
Cautionary.
Cautionary fairy tale showing the dangers of things like cyberbullying or identity theft.
Oh
so-
man, now we're going more serious today.
Yeah, so fairy tales were always cautionary tales of, don't talk to strangers or don't
Although
wander
I
off
wanted
into
to
the woods
have
at
a
night.
happy ending,
Oh,
We can do
you
that.
can do
yes.
that.
even though so many cautionary tales don't.
Yeah, you can still have
Yeah,
a
A happy ending in a cautionary
tale.
tale. The
Little
point is they
Mermaid
must.
turns into sea foam.
Yes.
But-
Do we
What's a
want
happy ending?
Huh?
She also got the chance to earn a soul.
Okay, on to the
All
topic.
right.
So,
How do we do?
cautionary tale. Do we want to do something different? And well, it says modern day, right?
Yes.
Modern
Modern
day.
cautionary tale, because
So
I was
what are
like, I want to
things-
go with animals being our main characters.
You can do
animals
that.
versus
Do that, but we
animals.
still need a
What
need a cautionary
are you
tale.
cautioning about? Is the
It says-
question.
Be careful what you put
Dangerous
on the
things
internet.
like cyberbullying or identity theft.
We could be something about like careful what you put on the internet type thing, like
Ooh,
with
or
identity.
the identity theft is a good one because that could be an interesting conflict where you've got somebody doing things and somebody else being blamed for it all.
Mm-hmm. That
But-
could be fun, and you could do that with animals if you wanted.
There could be cyberbullying in there too. There could be a lot
Yeah.
of things. If you've
Usually,
got
you want to
conflict.
stick with like one or
without-
two concepts for a cautionary tale,
Mhm,
and
Mhm.
have a lesson. That is the point of a cautionary tale: is a lesson.
Mm-hmm.
mhm.
I like the lesson of be careful out there. People can steal your identity type thing.
Mhm.
In our
Yeah.
modern days, that's a good modern day cautionary tale.
Yeah.
Okay,
Just how do we do this in a way that's not like all those terrible ones I've
okay.
seen?
Listen,
I've actually seen quite a few of these kind of things. It's just that they're all
I've
terrible.
got an idea. Okay,
Okay.
you could do this with animals if you want to, but let's just assume humans.
Okay.
You have someone who is
A rat.
no makes it is someone who has made it a kind of big, whether it's by doing a YouTube channel or a singer or whatever, but they've made it kind of big, and so they're very out in the public eye. Now, one thing when you've in the public eye a lot at all, even in a small sense, like when we used to work Renaissance Festival, they would say the people, your fans want to get to know you. So you've got to draw that line between, yes, I'm going to let them know me, but I'm not going to give them too much.
Yeah.
Yes, you can know some things. I'll let, the people in the Rin Fair, know I
Mhm.
like to do whatever, but I'm not going to give them, birthday and
Personal
social
information.
security, or, too
Yeah.
many things about my family, whatever. So
Mm-hmm.
you've got someone who has made it big and they're kind of new to this fame. Maybe they were just cast in a movie and what was thought going to be a B grade movie, and it really made it big, and they suddenly got fame, and
Mm-hmm.
and now they
Now
are
they're having random people stopping them on the streets asking for their autograph, and they're trying to navigate that.
right, and they can't tell the difference between a fan asking for their autograph and somebody going, okay, yeah, can you just give me your autograph? Yeah, right there where the
On the
X
dotted
is on that
line?
dotted line. Yeah, just right there. Give me that.
Initial here too.
Yeah. I want your initials here, and and also, So you could get someone like that who is, got to check my prompt to make sure. Dangers of things like, okay, cyberbullying, identity theft, this fits.
Mm-hmm.
What if? How would I explain that?
I have no idea.
Oh, do you not mind readers?
No.
Okay.
I forgot my mind reading crystal, sorry.
Okay.
Okay. What if you had, instead of like directly just making it an identity theft thing, you did almost made it more storybook-ish, like a lot of fairy tales were, but still had the concept. So instead of a guy who got famous, what happens is you have a guy who goes out and he gives, I don't know, a fairy his name and his birth date.
Oh gosh, I'm liking that.
That
Okay,
would work.
if you're not familiar, if you give a fairy your name, then
They have power.
they
over
have
Basically,
power
it's
over
over
you. If you don't know this, by the way, that was one of the things Julia just did. She started her folklore, fairy tales, and fantasy. Look on
Yes.
the website for it. She goes through things to protect you from fairies. If
This
you
will
ever
probably
become
be
a fairy
posted a
realm.
lot later than that one was. So
Yeah,
that was
well, yes,
probably
it should
posted
be
a long
almost-
time
so it
ago.
should
Probably
be
over
there,
a
yes.
month later.
Okay, it's still look on the website. It's on there.
Yes, it should be there.
So,
Awesome. Yeah, that's a good.
So I
that's
like
a good
this. She
idea.
gives-
And even if it's not necessary, it doesn't have to necessarily be a fairy specifically, but something kind of like that, where a guy kind of gives out his name and maybe something else personal about him, and this magical fairy is able to utilize that, and then he goes on thinking nothing's changed, but then he gets accused of random things, and they discover that there's someone else exactly like him going around wearing his face, wearing his name.
It did say it had to be modern, but we could do this a hidden world.
It could be modern.
No, it's not a
It-
modern.
No,
it's
it's a
a
modern
modern
cautionary tale. So
it
it's a
doesn't
cautionary
have to
tale
be
about
done
modern
in modern
problems.
times.
Okay.
It has to
That's
be
the
more
idea.
modern.
Is instead of don't talk to
think.
strangers, it's careful what you put on the internet. Well, because they didn't have the internet when they made the original fairy tales,
Right.
so they weren't cautioning about
didn't.
things like that. But nowadays we do have to caution people about
Yeah.
that. So. Yeah, and so you don't have to have the internet specifically. I mean, you'd still probably want something to represent the internet, some place where things are shared, and he shares his name.
See, this is why I'm kind of liking the idea of the hidden world, because you could have something that is on the internet saying, oh, fairies and all this stuff. And so he's getting into this and, starting to investigate and going, wait, I think there really is a fairy realm. But then when he delves into this, what he's really is happening is, yes, there's a fairy realm, but these fairies are using this connection to our world to get people's names, to take advantage of them. So your fairies are going to be the bad guys in this.
Okay,
I like
that
that.
could be fun.
Yeah, and so what happens
Yeah.
is, I don't think, yeah,
And not
Yeah.
all the fairies have to be bad,
obviously. And so then he basically, the story itself would then be about this guy going around trying to get his name back and stop the fairy that's pretending to be him and clear his own name.
Right.
Yeah.
And I think it would be interesting to have our love interest be a girl from the fairy realm that, comes.
Something you
Changeling.
could do with this, you don't have to, but if we don't want it to get too complicated, but you could have an arc for one of these fairies who goes, hey, this is so cool, I can put on another person's identity and I can do whatever I want, and isn't this so fun? And starts goofing off and doesn't realize how much damage they're doing, and then comes to see it eventually and realize, oh, hey, wait, what I did actually hurt someone, and then give them a character arc.
Yeah, that would be
In
an
fact,
interesting character.
that
too.
could be your love interest for him, is someone who's been doing this. And so she comes in realizing, hey, I've been making mistakes. And so she wants to help. So she specifically approaches him, although he wasn't one of the ones she
Yeah.
put. His is coming
That
from
could be
bigger,
fun.
badder and going, look, I didn't realize how much damage this does, but these people, and they,
So then she
and
comes in
it
to
was
kind of.
seeing what, and it's her
Because a
seeing
Because a good
what they're
redemption
doing.
arc is always fun.
It's her seeing what they're doing that makes her
Yeah.
aware. Is Ash scratching you?
No, he just wanted to climb out of the box.
Oh, okay.
He was done with the box.
Yeah.
Right?
Be glad our dog's on here. They aren't as well behaved. They'd be barking a bunch. Look at me, look at me. Okay, so where was I?
All right.
Australia.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah, right. Okay.
We had a girl, we had a guy.
Right.
The big
had a
bad is
problem bad.
is a powerful fae who, I think you have the big bad be a powerful fae who's just been using a number of people's faces and names. I think in the story we just call them names, but it's a direct correlation to an identity.
Right.
Yeah. Okay.
Because that's what a name is it's an identifier. So
Yeah.
Right.
All right.
And what is his goal? I mean,
Yeah.
he's a fae. Their sheer goal could just be have fun.
Cause
Let's
chaos.
Give
Chaos,
him a little
but let's
more.
give him a little more than just cause chaos and be evil.
It could
Yes.
be
Evil for
what
evil's
would
sake.
what would they want from the human world? Because they don't really care about money so much, but that's what most scammers and identity theft people are after is money. So it could be some kind of resource that humans have
Uh-huh.
that
Could go dark if you're going with like human souls, not necessarily like we're going to, eat the souls or something, but but by stealing people's identity to the point where they are now his subjects and he can do.
Yeah, you could have a
He's
thing where
collecting people.
he's collecting names. Yes.
He could be collecting people not because he wants to do something in the human world, but because he wants to do something in the fairy realm.
Or just
Wow.
names themselves could hold more power in the fairy realm than they do here. Here,
Yeah.
it's just an identity, and they can walk around as us. But he's also going around using people to scam other people to get their names, and so that he can collect all of them and utilize them for something big in the fairy world.
So he's
to grab for
gathering
power
the soul.
type thing.
Yeah, gathering humans,
Humans' names.
capturing them in some form so that he can perform some kind of dark fey magic.
Yeah, that sounds fun.
I like dark fey magic. Oh, I don't like it, but
Yes,
it makes for good stories.
Makes good stories. Dark fey magic can be fun. Yes. All right. I'm still
Okay.
needing more for this villain. I really want a what really is he?
What's his
fighting for?
ultimate goal?
What's his ultimate goal?
It could be. Okay, it could be that if he can basically use enough humans' names, he can effectively do a silent takeover of the fairy world.
Yeah, maybe it's to take. Maybe he is a cousin or nephew or something to the fairy queen, and so he can't just walk in and beat the fairy queen because he's not strong enough, or he's not powerful
His
enough to
end
just
goal
come
is
in
to
and-
take the fairy queen's name.
Oh.
Yes, to control her. I like this. But here's a little thing. We've got the girl who hasn't realized the damage she was doing getting names. Just she's not doing anything really bad. She's just doing her little fairy. Hey, I figured out this guy's name. Ooh, let's get him to dance with this girl, whatever thing. So she's
Yeah.
just a little trickster like so many fairies.
Yeah, pranks
But
and
he's going to have a redemption arc too because, he's giving out this information. He is part of this.
mm-hmm.
And so then he's going to realize, hey, wait a second, all my activity on the internet wasn't all harmless. I actually, by giving
Helped other
information, by
people
helping the
get there.
questions, help these people. So he's going to feel some responsibility to stop this.
I
And
like
of
it.
course, when he's telling people, trying to tell people, hey, I want to go to this, we need to all go in this fairy realm, and he's going to get laughed at and, mocked. Because nobody's going to believe him.
Yeah.
They'll probably be going, what have you been drinking?
Yeah.
Nobody's
Fairy
gonna believe
punch.
it. Fairy punch. Oh, that'll do some damage.
But yeah, so I think we've got a villain, we've got a love story, we've got a hero, we've got some potential. Who could write this?
Oh, I could write it, but it was one of these things I would have to sit down for a long time and kind of diagram what is my fairy realm like, what am I,
Figure out the magic system.
figure out the magic system, figure out the
Mhm.
land, the different, the different people in the land, the different races. I would have to come and say, who is this boy?
Yeah.
I mean, we don't know if he's a teenager or if he's 25 or if he's,
Mhm.
we don't know who he is. Is he going to school? Is he,
Yeah.
working a job? Who is he?
And with all
who
this,
is
I
family?
have enough that I could write it. My problem is this is the type of story that I just don't enjoy that much, so I probably wouldn't.
So I could
I
enjoy
can't
it,
write
but
cautionary
dark.
tales, so I wouldn't be able to write this.
yeah,
one
there
either.
are a lot of
I'd have to
things-
know a little more about cyber stuff, but yes.
There are a lot of
fun.
there are a lot of things still to develop to really
Yeah.
write this well, but it's definitely got some potential. And here we can't develop the whole thing. We just have like 20 minutes and we take get some random prop and then try to get an idea for something to develop.
Mhm.
So, but I definitely think it's doable. Yeah, I could if I had the
think
time,
this
I
is
could do this
interesting.
one.
This is
All right.
This could be fun.
I think it could be fun.
So-
So which of you could
What
write
would
it?
you like to see in it?
Oh, is Ashe coming back?
What would you like to see in this story? Always, be sure to give us prompts for the hat.
Yep, and we'll see you next time.